Ladies and gentlemen, the man to my left is in his 14th season as the head coach for the Lakeland Rustlers Women's Basketball Club. He's a 5-time ACAC Coach of the Year, recently just won CCAA Coach of the Year as well, and led the Rustlers to back-to-back champions for the first time in team history. Chris King, appreciate you kind of taking time to come into the studio today and join the program.
Thanks for having me. You make me sound important. I'm just kind of back there watching those games. I'm not doing that much.
No, you're a big staple, obviously, here in the city of Lloydminster and in the community, aside, obviously with the basketball club. But first off, let's just kind of talk about last season, Chris.
Yeah.
You guys had a undefeated season. You guys went 16-0. You were first in the division, and then you obviously got the ACAC champions there, and then finished off with bronze at nationals. Just when you kind of look back now that we're in August here, just what do you kind of take away from that season as a whole?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That season seemed like 2 full years when you wrap COVID into it. It seemed like that drug out forever, and then it really sped up at the end. But very fortunate to have such a strong team. We had really good leadership that really helped us push through, and the league became very young after COVID. So we did a good job of staying focused, and because we're coming off a championship and we were aiming for another championship, the goals stayed pretty tight. So the girls did a good job through COVID and then through that last season. And super proud of them. There's not very often you get a chance to not only win your conference, but have a shot to win at nationals. And for them to bring back a medal our first time at nationals was really amazing for them.
Yeah, certainly. Well, obviously, you guys won back-to-back, and that was no other team has done that since 2003 when the Mount Royal Cougars did that, obviously. So pretty well-rounded season for you guys as a whole there. But going into this upcoming season here, it's going to be a full season for you guys, and you guys will be playing both the North and South conferences for the first time in over 10 years. So just when you kind of wrap all those things up together and having a full season again, just what do you kind of make out of that, and what do you think some of those challenges will be for you guys kind of in this upcoming season?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's exciting that we get to play everyone. Usually we only get to see the South teams in exhibition or at Christmas or come playoffs. So I'm really excited. We did this 7-8 years ago where this system used to be in play. The more style of play you see, the better off you are equipped for playoffs or national championships. I think basketball is a much different sport than a lot of others in the sense that teams could play fast or slow or big or small. So I'm really excited to see that, especially with a young group. We need to play a lot of games. We need to get a lot of experience. We need to get our butts kicked in some games. We need to have tight games, and we need to figure out, who can we depend on and who are we. So a lot of this year for us will be finding our identity. Now, keep in mind, we have 8 players returning from a championship team, and all they know is winning. So that bar is going to be set very high, and then we have a bunch of young girls coming in that are excited to be there and want to be a part of a championship team. So as a coach, I'm trying to weigh those two things together and build for essentially February, March when playoffs come.
Yeah, exactly. You just mentioned 8 players are returning from that nationals team there, but there are about at least 3 that aren't returning, and those are some of the really important players that have been a part of your club for the last 5 years, which is Tori Dugan, Belge Tobalagu, and then Jaden Cook as well. Just when you kind of see, players of that kind of caliber kind of move on and stuff like that, and you're kind of looking at more of a younger group here this year, what do you kind of take from that, and just, what do you think some challenges will kind of come across for you and will make your team a little bit better moving forward?
Yeah, I think when you have players that old, you don't realize how lucky you are. You've coached them for so long. You've went through all the wars together. They know what's expected of them, and they know what I expect as a coach. Tori and Bilge, obviously 2 of the best players in Canada, bar none for their position. They showed that at nationals. They showed it every game last year. Jaden was one of the best shooters in the conference. So if you look at it, on the downside is we lost probably 35 to 40 points a game of our 65 points. That's a lot to lose. It's exciting for someone's going to have to replace that. But as a coach, when you're in the moment, you realize how lucky you are to have veteran leadership like that and players that can get you a win or get you a possession or get you a bucket at any given time just because they've been through that. So with this new group coming up, we're looking at them the same way we looked at Tori and Jaden and Bilge. Is these are going to be the kids that are going to help us for the next 3 or 4 years, and we got to find the leadership in that group and really build that foundation. So it's exciting. As a coach, we get to throw a lot of stuff at the board, but I don't just get to say, hey, Tori, pick and roll with Bilge and we're going to get a pretty good shot, right? Yeah. So it's a little tougher that way.
Exactly. Well, you kind of mentioned how there's players returning from nationals this year. So with those players kind of moving on from the team now, and you still have some players kind of returning to the squad. Who are you as a coach? Like, who are you expecting to kind of see kind of take that leadership role in this upcoming season here?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Haley Summers, obviously, last year was an all-conference player for us, and her play really started to elevate last year. She's the lone fifth year returning. We have another fifth year coming back, but she's the lone one that's been here the whole time. So I expect her to lead and to be very strong. She's one of the top defenders in the league and a very physical guard. I think Alana Olson from Maidstone, our local product here, has a chance to step into a bigger role if she can stay healthy. She was a little bit unhealthy with injuries last year, but was instrumental to our success as a team. And then I think Lena Garda from Edmonton, our 6'4", she battled with Bill Gay all year in practice, and we saw her development really rise, and she played pretty well at Nationals. So now she's going to be forced into a starting spot, and there's going to be a lot more pressure on her. So those three girls, I think, they have to be the nucleus, and they really have to keep us together on the floor at the same time.
Certainly. Well, it's an exciting time, obviously. You guys have a younger group kind of going into this upcoming season here with the club. You'll kind of have a chance to see the Rustlers take on the national champion Natives in their first home game of the season on Saturday, October 22nd at 6 o'clock on ACAC TV. And again, Chris, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk with me. We'll see you guys in the upcoming season.
Thanks so much.